Reba McEntire, coach, who wins this game?
Miami.
I think Miami wins too.
Not unless snow comes in, my friends. I'm going Cowboys. How about
What's happening, sports fans? Thank you for coming back. I'm your host, Johnny Gaz. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun. We just came off a video where we talked about the upcoming Super Bowl. Well, today we're going to wrap our heads around all the fun prop bets relating to Super Bowl 58. Let's check it out. So Super Bowl 58, we know we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers versus Taylor Swift and all the Swifties. Nah, just kidding. It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait for the big game. It's all about the food, it's all about the fun, it's all about the football. The 3 Fs cannot get any better on Super Bowl Sunday. Now, prop bets are a fantastic way to get your non-football friends involved Super Bowl Sunday. There's a lot of various ways to mix in fun, betting, just some collaboration back and forth with you and your friends and family. It's a great way to involve everybody at the party. There's a lot of ways to play this. Actually, me and my wife have a competition, and this year we're going to wager some things. Wink. I'm just kidding. Jokes, always jokes. But we're going to use some prop bet sheets, add them up, total, average them, and whoever comes out on top earns the victory, earns the prize. Again, a great way to involve your non-football fans. Now, there is a ton of options for prop betting and prop lists and where you can get your information. Really, there's no wrong answer here. You want to find the one that works best for you and the party you're going to have or the folks you're going to be having this fun with. Today, I'm going to be going through the one provided by DraftKings, which you see up here. Sometimes there can be a few differences, a few variances. We'll go through those in detail. I have a few to note here as we go through them. Ultimately, if everybody at your party has the same sheet that they're working from, it can be a fantastic time. Even a little bit more fun this year. We know we have Taylor Swift involved, so I thought what a great way to utilize her this year. And if you go searching far enough, you can actually find Taylor Swift-specific prop bowl bet sheets. Today, we'll be using the one courtesy of Forbes. Thank you, guys. All right, football fans, let's go through these one by one. If you want to mark some down to keep score along with me, that would be awesome. Or if you want to just take down for some clues, some hints for the game. Otherwise, we'll go through these one by one. I'll mark down my score. We'll keep the tally. And then maybe on a future video, we'll go back and see how well we did. Wink. Why don't we start with the normal prop bet sheet for Super Bowl 58, courtesy of DraftKings. All right, so let's start with where we start the game, the coin toss, right? The famous coin toss. That's how we determine who kicks, who receives, who goes on offense, who goes on defense first. Now, didn't know this, actually, before I looked it up historically. The NFC and the AFC, the conferences in football, alternate calling heads and tails every year. This year, it will be the AFC's turn, so Kansas City will have the choice of heads or tails. This is Super Bowl 58, so we have had 57 Super Bowls historically. Tails has been won 30 times, and heads has been flipped 27 times. Tails has actually won 7 out of the last 10 Super Bowls. Last year, the Chiefs were the first team since Seattle in 2014 to call and win the coin toss and also win the game. That is the first time in 8 years that the team that has won the coin toss and made the call has won the game. Just incredible stat. So as we look at our DraftKings greatest gridiron prop list, what will the coin result be? So in my opinion, based on what we looked at here, based on what we talked about, in my personal gut feeling, what I always called since I've been a kid, tails never fails. Come on now. It's always tails never fails. We're going with tails here. Team to record the first touchdown, Kansas City or San Francisco. Now, if you watched my previous video, my Super Bowl 58 preview video, you'd know who my pick is for Super Bowl 58. Won't necessarily just reveal it to you right here. Might want to go check out that video. But I think that to answer this question, the team that will record the first touchdown will be Kansas City. Now, first to happen, touchdown or field goal. I believe this will be a more high-scoring affair. I think Kansas City wins the coin toss, takes the ball, scores a touchdown. That's just a gut feeling that I have, so I will say touchdown here. Yes, the national anthem. Now, I did say we kick the game off with a coin toss, but usually what precedes that, of course, is the national anthem. This year, we are lucky enough to have Reba McEntire singing us the national anthem. Should be fantastic. Now, in this case, for the prop bet list, the over-under on our list is set at 95 seconds. I've seen other lists at 90 or 90.5 seconds, but today we'll stick with what's in front of us, which is 95 seconds. Reba McEntire historically has sung it between a minute 20 and a minute 30. So a minute 30 is 90 seconds, of course. And, you could make the argument that it is the Super Bowl. It's a much bigger event. It's the first time she'll be doing the Super Bowl national anthem. So does she put more into it? Does she put more oomph and weight behind it? A little Reba, whatever that means. So it could go over. It could, based on those factors. She's never sung it over 90 seconds in any public performances, according to what I've seen. So in this case, I think I'm going to say that she will be under 95 seconds very comfortably. Now, if you told me the 90 or 90.5 mark, I may change that. But for this prop list's sake, we're going to go under 95 seconds. First team to 10 points. I do believe that will be Kansas City. I think they're going to come out hot, and I will pick Kansas City for the first team to 10 points. The jersey number of the first touchdown score, either over 22.5 or under 22.5. I'm going to go with over 22.5. If Kansas City scores the first touchdown, it could be many folks, but I think it could be Travis Kelce, number 84, right? If that's the case, that would be a jersey number over 22.5. So that will be my choice. First team to call a timeout. I'm going to go with San Francisco. I think they've had slow starts, multiple games here in the playoffs. If that continues into the Super Bowl and they're starting to get run over, they may be the team to call that first timeout. So I will be picking San Francisco. First team in the opponent's red zone, also known as FRZT. I think that will be Kansas City. Again, if I'm going to predict them to score the first touchdown, I'm going to also predict them to be the first team in the opponent's red zone. Either team to miss a field goal. That was a tough one. That could go either way. I think they both have experienced kickers. I guess not necessarily in San Francisco's case. Jake Moody is a rookie, but he's a very good rookie. He missed a field goal in the NFC Championship. This is a much bigger stage in the Super Bowl. I was at Harrison Butker for the Chiefs, much more experienced. So it depends. If San Francisco puts their kicker in a tough spot, again, I think they're both good kickers. I'm going to say no. In this case, either team to miss a field goal, I'm going to guess no. Player to throw the first interception. I think experience speaks volumes in the Super Bowl, and in this case, Mahomes takes the cake. So I will say Purdy. But also on this prop bet list, you see it says /none. So if both quarterbacks have a good game, maybe nobody throws an interception. I do believe it to be high scoring. So I think that's a safe bet for this prop list. I'm going to say Purdy /none. Total first half points, over 23.5 or under 23.5. I think, again, this will be a high-scoring game. I will take the over in this case, over 23.5. Team to score the longest touchdown. Both teams explosive. Both teams have huge playmakers, both sides of the field. But for offense and scoring the longest touchdown, this is up in the air. I think it could go either way. I'm going to go with San Francisco in this case. I think with their weapons on offense, I think they may be playing from behind a lot. They're probably throwing the ball down the field. You could see a big play. So in that case, I'm going to pick San Francisco to score the longest touchdown. Total successful field goals. This number on this prop list is set at over 3.5. In this particular case, I'm going to say over. Again, with a high-scoring affair, a lot of possessions, a lot of drives back and forth. Not only will you see points, I think you'll see a lot of field goals. So I'm going to say over 3.5. Total punts by both teams. I don't expect there to be a ton of punts in this game. I do expect a lot of points, high scoring. I will say under 7.5 total punts by both teams. Total players to attempt to pass. This is a good bet to make on whatever betting site you want to make. I think you have the opportunity for it, but I'm going to take the under in this case. I think you have two teams that are going to play closer to the vest. It'll be a close game. I don't know if you'll have I think you'll have a lot of fun plays, but not overly risky plays, which involve a third party throwing a pass. So I'm going to say under 2.5. Combined touchdown scores jersey numbers. What a fun bet here. Combined touchdown scores jersey numbers. Over 125, 121.5 or under 121.5. Again, I expect it to be high scoring, so I would say over 121.5 in this case. The octopus, also known as will a player score a TD and a 2-point conversion? I'm going to say no. That is a long shot bet in my opinion. I'm going to guess no in this case. A big man touchdown, always fun. Not as fun when you get called back for not reporting eligible. But in the Super Bowl's case, I would say no. We're not going to have a big man touchdown, so I would bet no. Shortest touchdown scored, over 1.5 yards or under 1.5 yards, meaning will the shortest TD scored in the Super Bowl 58 be over 1.5 or under 1.5 yards? I think you have a couple teams that are willing to run the ball, and I think there'll be a lot of chances for points, so I think the shortest touchdown scored will be under 1.5 points. One of those two teams will have a short goal line opportunity, and we'll get it. Last team to score. You know, you could look at this in so many ways. I think my impression of the game is that Kansas City plays from ahead for a majority of the game. So San Francisco maybe playing from behind and needing scores late. So I'm going to say San Francisco as the last team to score, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they won. They might win, they may not. Go check out my video. I'll tell you for sure what I think. But in this case, I will bet San Francisco as the last team to score. Last play of the game to be a kneel down. I expect this to be a yes. I think the team that will win will have a kneel down opportunity at the end of the game. I pick yes. Total touchdowns, over 5.5, under 5.5. High scoring would indicate over 5.5. Will the game go into overtime? No, I don't expect that to be the case. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. Man, I would love an overtime thriller. Who wouldn't? What a great way to extend a Super Bowl party for all of us. But I will say no in this case. Total yards of longest field goal, over 46.5, under 46.5. Gosh, I'm going to go over 46.5 in this case. Again, high scoring, a lot of opportunities. I think teams are going to take a shot at a long field goal, so I'll say over 46.5. The MVP position, will it be a quarterback or will it be any other position? Go watch my video. You'll see who I picked for the MVP of Super Bowl 58. I expect it to be a quarterback. Color of the Gatorade Bath, always fun. It's been interesting. Over the course of the history of the Super Bowl, orange has been the color 21.7% of the time. Clear or blue has been the case 17.4% of the time. In our list for Super Bowl prop bets, it is saying red as an option or any other color. So I will say, based on what I've researched, it seems like orange or blue would be the color, or clear, which is not red. We know that. Very smart. Smart cookie. So I will say other for our prop bet list. So as a tiebreaker, in case you, any member of your party that are involved here, need to break a tie, what you can do at the very bottom, it says tiebreaker, total points scored by both teams combined. I expect it to be high scoring, like we've said many times. I put down 58 points as my tiebreaker. All right, let's move to the Taylor Swift portion of our Super Bowl 58 prop bets. The funny thing is, Taylor Swift is actually touring the day before Super Bowl 58. She's going to be in Tokyo on the Eras Tour February 10th, flying back to Las Vegas prior to the Super Bowl to obviously be a part of the spectacle and support her man candy Travis Kelce. So we're going to go through our Taylor Swift Super Bowl props for Super Bowl 58. All right, let's start with, will Swift be shown on camera during the game at least 6 times? That is an obvious yes. I don't see how you go anyplace else with that. Will Swift make it to the Super Bowl on time for kickoff after her Tokyo concert? Absolutely. There is no mountain that wouldn't be moved. There is no plane vector that she will not fly through that will not get her to that seat for this game. So yes, absolutely. Will Swift be wearing a Kelce jersey? Will Swift be shown singing along with the national anthem? I don't think so. I'm going to say no in this case. I think they respect Reba McEntire. She may even request that. I don't know. One of the two may request that. I just think they pay respect for Reba in that sense. So no, during the national anthem, they will not show Taylor Swift. Now, will she be singing along? Yes, of course, like we all will be singing along, but she won't be shown singing along. Will Kelce make Swift's famous heart hands after scoring a touchdown? Yes, he will. And I think he will score a touchdown, and we're definitely getting a shot Will Swift be shown hugging Kelsey's mom during the game? Another duh. Will Swift hug Brittany Mahomes after a Chiefs touchdown? Yes, she will. She'll hug everyone in that room. I guess the question is, will they be in the same suite? I'm going to say yes, though, in this case. Will the broadcasters mention a Swift lyric at least 3 times? You got Jim Nantz, you got Tony Romo. Tony Romo, a very clever man. I think he knows. The NFL knows. CBS knows. Yes, he's gonna mention a Swift lyric at least 3 times. Yes. Will Swift be shown on camera during Usher's Super Bowl halftime show? I'll also say no, out of respect for Usher, and I think Taylor Swift would want the same thing. So I will say no in this case, unless there's some kind of weird collab, but my choice will be no. Will Swift be in a Super Bowl commercial? Absolutely. Isn't that the point? If anybody's a conspiracy theorist out there, thinks it's all a part of the story, yes, she's part of the whole propaganda. There will be commercials with Taylor Swift in them, yes. Will Kelsey quote a Swift song after the game concludes? No, I don't think he will. He's got a lot of quotable things. I think there'll be a lot of him and Swift after the game if they win, or if they lose, but especially if they win. But no, I don't think he's going to quote a Swift song after the game concludes. Will Kelsey and Swift kiss on the field after the game? Oh, yes, sir. Will Swift be shown holding the Lombardi trophy? No, she will not, and that would be not good if it happened. I'm not throwing it at anybody in that case, but she's not holding the Lombardi trophy. No. Will the Super Bowl MVP mention Swift in his speech? Only if you believe it to be Travis Kelce will she be mentioned. I don't think that will be the case. I won't say who my MVP is necessarily. Again, check out that video at some point. But no, I don't think that Taylor Swift will be mentioned in the MVP speech. Will Swift receive a Gatorade shower on the field? No. Who would be dumb enough to think that that's okay? Somebody would be tackled, if not so much worse, if they try a Gatorade bath on T-Swift. Will Kelsey propose to Swift after the game? I think only if they win, right? Only if the Kansas City Chiefs win that game. I think there'd have to be a lot of production behind it. It would be something that would have been so planned ahead of time. I could see it. I could definitely see it, but my vote for the prop bet list will be no. So after the game, we'll add up all of our right answers. We'll see what actually happened, compare them to our right answers, and see exactly where we stand. So that's going to do it for our Super Bowl 58 prop bet list. Whether you're doing the normal, everyday prop bet list or you're going through the Taylor Swift list, I hope you, your family, your friends have an excellent Super Bowl Sunday. Eat a ton of food. Drink your drink of choice. Just have a great time. Be safe. Thank you so much for coming along. I'll see you on the next video.